Hi everyone and welcome to Germany for Student channel. Today is the lesson number 18th of A2 level of German language course, and today we are going to continue the topic of reflexive verb. So let's start and see what are the topics that we are going to cover in today's lesson. First of all, we will look at the conjugation of reflexive verb. I have taken example of a verb called sich bedanken, which means thank someone. Now let's see that if we have to conjugate this verb, how we can conjugate it. We learned in the previous lesson that we have to use a reflexive pronoun also when we are using reflexive verb, and reflexive pronoun always relate to the subject of the sentence. So we will see what are the reflexive pronoun for different subjects. So I have taken all the subjects. First person, for example, we start with ish bedanke mich. So we have conjugated bedanken verb with respect to ish, and we have used the reflexive pronoun for the subject ish, which is mich. If the subject is du, then du bedankst dich. Sie, which means here second person formal, sie bedanken sich. Sie as bedankt sich or sie bedankt sich. He thanks for something or she thanks for something. Wir bedanken uns. We thank someone. The reflexive pronoun for wir is uns. Ihr bedankt euch. You people thank someone. Sie bedanken sich. Again, you people, but in a formal way. Sie bedanken sich. They thank someone. So here you can see that we have to conjugate the verb, and we have to use the reflexive pronoun after the verb. And the reflexive pronoun will always relate to the subject of the sentence. We have learned it in the previous lesson. Now let's see that what is the sentence structure when we are using a reflexive verb, when we want to use the reflexive verb in our sentences. So in this case, I have first taken this example of simple sentences in which subject will come at first position, second position will be for the reflexive verb, and this reflexive verb will be conjugated according to the subject of sentence. At third position, we will use reflexive pronoun, and reflexive pronoun is also selected according to the subject. And the last position will be for object, or you can have here a preposition or adjective. Whenever I say object, it means here we can have object, we can have preposition, or we can have some adjective. So let's take the first example. Ich bedanke mich für deine Einladung. I thank you for your invitation. Now, if we look at this sentence, ish is the subject of sentence. It comes at the first position. At second position, we have put the reflexive verb and we have conjugated it according to the subject of sentence. So sich bedanken becomes bedanke. And since the subject is ish, so we have to use reflexive pronoun at the third position of the sentence. And for ish subject, the reflexive pronoun is mich. And then comes an accusative preposition, which is für here, which means that we have to apply the accusative rule on the next part of the sentence. And next part of the sentence has a noun, Einladung, which is a feminine noun. Because Einladung is a feminine noun and we are using here an accusative preposition, therefore we have to use the possessive pronoun ending of dein for a feminine noun in accusative case, which is deine. Bewerbt sich eine neue Stelle. He applies for a new job. Again, in this sentence, is the subject which comes at the first position of the sentence. At second position, we have used reflexive verb sich bewerben. So for subject bewerben becomes bewerbt. Then we have used sich, which is the reflexive pronoun for subject And then comes an accusative preposition and eine neue Stelle. Now, Stelle is again a feminine noun, so we have to use the indefinite ending for accusative case for a feminine noun. Why we have to use accusative for select the accusative case ending? Because is an accusative preposition, and we are also using adjective which is noe here, and we have to use proper or the correct ending for a feminine noun stelle for accusative case, because is again accusative preposition. Next example: wir freuen uns über das Geschenk. We are happy about the gift. Now, in this sentence also, wir is the subject of sentence and sich freuen is the verb that we have used in this sentence. If the subject is wir, freuen will remain freuen, and the reflexive pronoun for wir is uns. So it will come at the third position. Then comes the preposition über. Über is again accusative preposition. Therefore, we have to use the definite article for noeter noun Geschenk from the accusative case, which is das. So, über das Geschenk. Next example: Sie beschweren sich über das Wetter. They complain about the weather. It's very common in Germany to complain about the weather and to talk about the weather. Therefore, I have taken this example. Sie beschweren will remain beschweren for they, if they is the subject of the sentence. At third position, we have used again reflexive pronoun über das Wetter. Über is again accusative preposition and Wetter is neuter noun. So here we have to use definite article das. Du kümmerst dich deinen kleinen Bruder. You take care of your small brother. Sich kümmern is the verb here, which will be conjugated for the subject du and becomes kümmerst, and for du subject the reflexive pronoun becomes dich. So these are the first three positions. Then comes again accusative preposition and the next part of the sentence has a noun bruder, which is a masculine noun. Therefore, we have to use the possessive pronoun ending for dein from accusative case, because we have an accusative preposition, and we have to use the adjective ending for a masculine noun in accusative case for the adjective klein, and it becomes kleinen. So this is something that we have already learned. Now let's look at the sentence structure. In case we have the perfect tense, how will then the sentence structure will look like if we want to use reflexive verb in our sentence? In this case, subject will come at first position. At second position, haben or sein will come, and it will be conjugated according to the subject that will be at the first position. At third position, we will use reflexive pronoun. At fourth position, uh, the object or the preposition or the adjective will come, and the last part or last position of the sentence will be dedicated for participe zwei form of the verb, because it is a perfect tense. And what is the participe zwei form and when we have to use haben and when we have to use sein? This we have covered in lessons of A1 level. So if you are not familiar with the perfect tense sentence structure, you can watch those videos of A1 level course. Now let's take the same examples that we had in the previous slide and convert these sentences in the perfect tense so that you can get a feeling of what is changed and how it has been changed. So now if we take the example, ich habe mich für deine Einladung bedankt. I thank you for your invitation. In this sentence, ich comes at the first position. At second position, we will use haben verb and we will conjugate it according to the subject. So haben becomes habe. Then comes the reflexive pronoun, and for subject ich, the reflexive pronoun is mich. Then comes the preposition für deine Einladung. And again, the same rule, because für is an accusative preposition and Einladung is a feminine noun. So we have to use the possessive pronoun ending for a feminine noun for accusative case. So dein will become deine. And the participe zwei form will come at the last position of the sentence. And participe zwei form of bedanken is bedankt. Hat sich eine neue Stelle beworben. He applied for a new job. This sentence also has the same sentence structure. Comes at the first position. Then we have to conjugate haben with respect to and haben becomes hat. At third position, we have reflexive pronoun sich. If we have subject the reflexive pronoun will be sich. Then comes an accusative preposition which means on the next part of the sentence, we have to apply the rules of accusative. And last part of the sentence is for the participe zwei. So bewerben becomes beworben because it is the participe zwei form of sich bewerben. Next example, wir haben uns über das Geschenk gefreut. We were glad about the gift or present. Wir is the subject, and for wir, haben remains haben. At third position, again, we have reflexive pronoun uns, because the subject is wir, so the reflexive pronoun will be uns. Then comes the accusative preposition über, das Geschenk, and the participe zwei comes at last position. Participe zwei form of freuen is gefreut. Sie haben sich über das Wetter beschwert. They complained about the weather. Sie is the subject. Haben comes at the second position. At third position, we have reflexive pronoun. Then comes preposition über, and next comes das Wetter. And beschwert is the participe zwei form of beschweren. Last example, du hast dich deinen kleinen Bruder gekümmert. Du is the subject which comes at first position. Second position is for haben or sein verb. Here we have to select haben and it has to be conjugated according to the subject du, so it becomes hast. Then at third position we have reflexive pronoun dich because the subject is du. Deinen kleinen Bruder, same as in the previous slide. And sich kümmern has participe zwei form gekümmert. So that comes at the last position of the sentence. Now let's see that if we have to use reflexive verbs with modal verbs, what will be the sentence structure? In this case, subject will come at first position. At second position, we have modal verb. At third position, we will use a reflexive pronoun. At fourth position, we will use object, preposition, or adjective. And the main verb of the sentence will come at the last position of the sentence, and it will be in the infinitive form. So let's look at the examples. Ich muss mich für deine Einladung bedanken. I must thank you for your invitation. Now you see that you have put the modal verb müssen at second position and it is conjugated according to subject ich, so it becomes muss. At third position, we have used reflexive pronoun mich for the subject ich, and bedanken goes to the last position of the sentence and remains in the infinitive form. Second example, soll sich eine neue Stelle bewerben. He should apply for a new job. Again, er is the subject, then at second position, sollen verb comes and we have to conjugate it according to the subject er, so it becomes soll. At third position, reflexive pronoun will be used and the reflexive pronoun for subject er is sich. Then comes accusative preposition eine neue Stelle. Here indefinite article gets the accusative case ending for a feminine noun, and also the adjective gets accusative case ending for a feminine noun, so they become eine neue Stelle is a feminine noun, and main verb will come at the last position of the sentence, which is bewerben, and it will remain in the infinitive form. Wir müssen uns über das Geschenk freuen. Again, in this sentence, wir comes at the first position, müssen remains müssen for the subject wir, and at third position, we will use reflexive pronoun uns for the subject wir. Then comes über das Geschenk, and freuen is the main verb that will come at the last position of the sentence. Sie sollen sich über das Wetter nicht beschweren. They should not complain about the weather. At second position, sollen is used as a modal verb. It remains sollen for the subject sie. Sich is the reflexive pronoun which comes at third position. Über das Wetter nicht beschweren, and beschweren is the main verb that comes at the last position of the sentence. Du musst dich deinen kleinen Bruder kümmern. You must take care of your small brother. Du is the subject and müssen has to be conjugated according to subject du. So it will become must, and dich is the reflexive pronoun for subject du. Then comes accusative preposition and then we have a brooder, which is a masculine noun. So we have to use possessive pronoun ending and adjective ending for masculine noun from accusative case. So dein, which is the possessive pronoun, will become deinen, and klein, which is an adjective, will become kleinen, and kümmern is the main verb, so it comes at the last position of the sentence. So I hope that this was quite comprehensive overview of reflexive verb. We have seen the usage of reflexive verb in combination with modal verbs, in combination with participe zwei form or the perfect form, and we have seen examples. I hope it is clear to you now. If you still have any questions, you can put them in the comment, and see you in the next video. Bye.